Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of my Out of the Park Baseball series. I'm Jeremy Frank, MLB Random Stats on Twitter if you don't already follow me. And today I have a similar episode to what I did for my first episode where I made the entire 2001 Giants just 25 Barry Bondses. And for this episode, I took the Los Angeles Angels and deleted all of their players and replaced them with a bunch of Shohei Ohtanis. And I think that this will be a fun experiment because unlike Barry Bonds, Shohei Ohtani is a more than capable pitcher. And while he is probably worse of a hitter than 2001 Barry Bonds is, I think that'll make less of a difference because the run prevention is just going to be significantly better. If you didn't see the Barry Bonds one, definitely go check it out. But I'm hoping for a little better results this time around. So I'll show you the roster. It's just all Shoheis. Our pitching, we have 5 starters and I think 8 relievers. I think it is. I have injuries off, so it doesn't really matter that there are only 5 starters. I don't need any backup guys or whatever. And they can all move around if they needed to because they're still the same. They're still copies of the same player. My lineup, just 9 Shohei Ohtanis. It'll be tough for Ohtani to field because unlike Bonds, he actually doesn't play outfield in real life. However, he does have 30 fielding in right field, which is it's not the worst you could be. I mean, he can capably play it, but at the same time, even at right field, he's not going to be that good, and then at every other position, he's just going to be probably terrible. The best one overall is actually first base Shohei Ohtani, which kind of makes sense. A lot of people wanted him to play first base in the majors because it's less of an injury risk, and they can use someone else to DH. And then center field, second base, right field are the worst. I don't know why catcher Shohei Ohtani's good. He's terrible at catcher, and he's going to let up a lot of pass balls. But I guess the game doesn't really care about that. So our strategy, I didn't really change any of this. I made it so they use shifts more often because we need all the help we can get in the infield defense, and then I made it so we don't pinch hit anyone or anything that much. So it's not a huge deal. I didn't play around with it this much. I turned off trading. Like I said, I turned off injury, so hopefully the computer does not mess around with what I have. And with that, I think it's time to get into the season. So we'll autoplay until opening day here. And so the other players on the Angels were just deleted. So Mike Trout is just never existed in this universe. It's not like he's on another team. It's not like I DFA'd him or something. He just doesn't exist. So we'll finish today at Houston, and our first game we lose. Where can I find that? I guess it's at the team homepage. We lose 6-2. So that's a reasonable loss. I think the Barry Bonds team lost by like 40 in some games, but this is a respectable loss. We had Shohei Ohtani hit a homer. We didn't hit too well, but we were playing. No, I guess they didn't start Verlander. They started McCullers, and we only used 2 Ohtanis on the mound. So I think we can kind of expect normal-ish scores. Our pitching is going to be worse than Shohei Ohtani is usually because he does a bunch of Shohei Ohtanis in the field. And so while some of the errors will make it so some of the runs aren't earned, just the fact of the matter that he doesn't have as much range as like Andrelton Simmons does at shortstop is just going to cause a lot of ground balls to get through and stuff like that, even though we won't see that reflected in the earned run stats. So I'd expect the pitching to be worse. If I had to predict maybe like a 5 ERA, the question is, will our team be able to score 5 runs a game? Maybe like a 6 ERA actually. Let me. I know that we just gave up 6 runs, so that's not a very bold prediction. But I think this team could win 50 or 60 games. I'm excited to see what happens. So game 2 of the year, we lose 8-6. Another respectable loss. I know losses aren't too respectable, but we only lost by 2. Ohtani hit a double. One Ohtani hit a homer. Another Ohtani hit a homer. Our pitching was not good, but again, that's probably because of the fielding. Our third baseman made another error, pass ball by our catcher. But overall, and a few wild pitches because our catcher is just terrible. Overall, I think we're going to play some. I would be impressed if they weren't the worst team in the league, but at the same time, I think they should be good for at least 40 wins. And just like that, we lose 15-1. We got 4 hit by Josh James. Just not a good game. So we're 0-3. We did play one of the best teams in baseball, so maybe that's on the bright side looking at things. We play them one more time, and they complete the sweep 4-3. 2 of them were close losses, so I'm not too mad. this Ohtani had a good pitching game. We lost to Jose Urquidy, I think is how you say his name. So we're 0-4. But again, it's okay, I think. So we play Texas now. Maybe we can get a win. And they do. They win 10-4 for their first win on the year. 4 Ohtanis hit home runs. Great pitching day from Ohtani, and Ohtani getting the save. That's another thing, is that our relievers can go pretty far in the game if they're pitching well. So I'll do a few more games like this, and then I'll go month by month. We lost 4-3. We win 10-8. So we allowed almost a comeback at the end, but we ended up winning anyways. A lot of hits from our team here. I'll look at the statistics real quick. So Francisco Lindor leads the American League in OPS. Do we have any Ohtanis here? Doesn't look like. Oh, there's one here. He's hitting 423, 516 on base percentage. That's our right fielder. So he's actually kind of in the right position. I guess our DH would be the one in the right position. We got one in the WAR, up top at the WAR. So that's cool. I'm going to simulate till the beginning of May. So I'll go next month. So we are over here. We're 5-5 now, 6-6. So this team is, wow, playing. I mean, we're in last place now, but it's not a very distant last place. 7-12. This is better than I thought we'd be doing. Shohei Ohtani actually he did lead the American League in batting average. So even if we do finish in last, I'm not gonna be too mad if we don't have the worst record in baseball, which it looks like we might not at the end of the year. We are, wow, a 7-game home run streak from Ohtani, 10-game RBI streak. Wow. So some Ohtani's played well. Ohtani, I think we do have the best lineup in baseball. We have 9 hitters that are probably 30% above average, so that would mean that we're going to get a lot of RBIs. We're going to get a lot of at-bats as well. Total bases. I mean, that's good, I guess, right? Our WAR we might be pretty low at because these guys suck at fielding. Pitching-wise, I don't think anyone's going to be up here from our team. Maybe unless it's like wins or something. Ohtani's allowed 24 walks. So no one up there, really. I'm going to go to sortable stats. Can I go to our team only? I'm not sure. I'll go to our team over here and go to the players, the lineups. I mean, all players, show batting stats. So for some reason, our relief pitcher has hit 15 home runs and only pitched at 1 2/3 innings. So it doesn't sound like they're listening to us too much here. That's kind of funny though. RBIs, we got a lot of guys getting RBIs. Our first baseman's hitting well. He's hitting 4th. In terms of OPS, out of the qualified players, our relief pitcher's doing best. Our first baseman. Our second baseman, he's hitting last. I'm going to move him up in the lineup. I don't think that really matters. I don't want to move the first baseman up, though. And then, like, the players that are hitting bad, I'll go to the negative WAR side of things. So our third baseman's at negative 1.3 WAR. He's not hitting well at all. And also, he's not a good fielder. So what I'll do is I'll put our backup first baseman in at third base to see if that can solve the problem. I mean, they can all play the same positions as each other, so it really doesn't matter. And we'll move him there. I guess I don't really know if that does anything. That's only against right-handed pitchers. I don't really care that much. Some stats. One of our guys had a 3.79 ERA, some strikeouts. So we're at 13-17. Not terrible. Better than I thought. I don't want to go there. I want to go... I don't even know what to press. The team stats. So our team has a... Where are we at here? An 873 OPS, which should be the best in baseball. It is the best in baseball. But our well, let's see. How many runs have we scored? We scored 300 and... Nope, that's not the hit. That's the hits. Scored 204 runs, which is the most in baseball, which is good. However, pitching-wise, I don't think we're going to be as good. Yeah, we have a 6.22 ERA. I said around 6, so it makes sense. But again, it's not that much worse than like the Tigers. So that's cool. Fielding stats in terms of total zone runs, we're 43 runs below average. That's pretty much defensive runs saved. So that's not ideal. But I mean that comes with playing a DH at 9 different positions during the game. So I'll simulate until the next month to see what happens. So here we are at 14-21. We're kind of losing games now, but as long as we're better than the worst team, I'm happy. It's going to be a race between us and the Tigers, I think. We're up to 20-30, respectable. 23-30, we're on a winning streak. We're not even in last place in our division. Now we are back there. The Mariners are leading the division. That's kind of funny. We just lost 8-6 to the Yankees. I'll go back to our team home here. We don't even have anyone qualified for the ERA leaderboard. Here are some stats. Our first baseman is having a year right now. He has a 1055 OPS. That's pretty solid. In terms of RBIs, our first baseman has 61 RBIs. He might lead baseball. I'll check. So he leads majors with 21 home runs, and then we have another one with 18. We have someone leading with 61 RBIs. So we're hitting well. That's good. We're not pitching well. I'm going to go to the fielding. Oh, I want to go to sortable stats. I didn't mean to press that. And go to the fielding stats. I wonder which defender is the worst on our team. So we'll sort by the zone runs, which again is like defensive runs saved. And our shortstop is the worst. They don't have zone runs for catcher, I don't think, but our catcher leads baseball with 11 pass balls, which is actually a lot less than I thought there would be. But our shortstop's already at negative 23 defensive runs saved, which is bad. I'll sort by the top to see if anyone's here. It doesn't look like it. Willy Adames looking like he's going to win a Gold Glove this year. So we'll simulate another month forward and see if we can stay out of last place in the American League. We're ahead of the Orioles. This division is so wonky. Well, I don't know why the Mariners are winning. Everything else looks pretty normal for the most part. Dodgers, Cardinals, Braves. I guess the Yankees aren't winning, but who really cares? The Royals are kind of playing well. Twins aren't. But it's just randomness and simulations here. We're almost nearing 500. We're 38-42 now. So this is a pleasant surprise, I would say. We have 32 home runs from that Ohtani. We just lost to the Tampa Bay Rays, but we're 22nd out of 30 in the power rankings. I'll take it. 79 RBIs for our first baseman. I think that's him as well with 30. No, that's our relief pitcher with 32 home runs. I don't know why he's hitting, but he is. And then our catcher is hitting 328, so that's fun. I'm going to go to the team stats. So our lineup has an 892 OPS, which is one of the best lineups in MLB history, no doubt. And then pitching-wise, though, 6.65 ERA, allowing an 878 OPS. But a 6.65 ERA, it is bad. I don't think there's any other team in the sixes. But there are teams in the high fives. Not quite. I don't think. We got a 580 for Detroit. So we're not that much worse. Our pitchers are way better. But I wonder what... Can I go to where's their FIP? Does it say that? I'll go to sortable stats. No, I can't do that there. No. I want to go to our team and go to pitching stats. Maybe pitching stats 2. No, pitching stats 1, I guess. Still trying to figure this out. So if you sort by FIP in the good way, I mean, our FIPs aren't even that good. I thought they would be better than this. Because FIP theoretically should not be dependent upon by the fielders, but I was wrong. They're not pitching too well. Even so, strikeouts per 9, we're striking out a lot of guys. The walks have been very high, which is kind of weird. And the home runs, I mean, it is just supposed to mimic how Ohtani would pitch in real life. Some of them are 3 stars, some of them are 4 stars. So it's kind of just randomness. Our best pitcher in terms of ERA has a 4.42 ERA. So cool. We'll go and simulate a month until August now. So we're not even last place in our division yet. Hopefully I don't speak too soon. The A's lead the division now. The Royals are playing well. That's funny. The All-Star game is probably happening now. That'd be cool if Ohtani led the majors in home runs. So yeah, we are 41-54. 10 games out, only 10 games out of first place. We're still in the playoff hunt. I don't think we're going to sneak into a wild card because the Yankees are having a good year, and so are the Red Sox. And so are the Royals, but I think the Royals are probably going to come down maybe. Who really knows? So we're back simming here through the All-Star break. So we're back in last place. Playoff hopes are looking looking grim. We're fighting it out with the Rangers. We're probably going to finish with a better record than the Tigers, who are like on pace for an all-time bad season, I think. So we're 47-64. Just lost to the Mariners. How else are we? How is our team doing here? So still got 37 home runs from this Ohtani. I'll go to the lineups and go to OPS. So this right fielder is doing well in a small sample size, but our best player has been our first baseman. And then our relief pitcher has been making a good year. I don't know what position he's even playing, but oh well. We're getting guys close to 20 stolen bases. He's a pretty fast player, if you didn't know. He's one of the faster. He's probably the fastest DH in baseball. But they don't let him run that much because they don't want him to get hurt. Some guys in the high WARs. Our worst guys are third baseman, who we took out of our lineup. Pitching-wise, same deal, just a bunch of bad pitching stats. But that's not really surprising, given our defense. So going on to the next month, which is September. So we're 50-68. So yeah, we are probably not going to be the worst team. We're 15 games up with like 40 to go on the Tigers, and we have some wins on the Orioles and the Mets. We have a better record than the Mets, better record than the Marlins. We're kind of close with the Giants. We might not even be the worst team in our state. We keep losing these games that they keep showing us at the end of the month. So yeah, we're 57-81 on September 1st. We're not going to make the playoffs, but I'll go to the league leaders. Ohtani leads with 48 home runs, and then we have another guy, Ohtani, with 44 home runs, 126 RBIs. Is there anyone in WAR? That's good. Nope, no one up there in WAR. We might get some MVP votes for our guys, but we're not a good team. Team-wise, we're an 875 OPS. We have scored 908 runs, which has got to be the most in the majors, yeah, by a lot. How many home runs have we hit? 305. That is probably the most too, yeah. The Giants only hit 75 home runs. That ballpark is ridiculous. And we still own 127 bases, which is kind of near the top, like the top 5 or 6, off of the top of my head. But our pitching, again, same story. We have a 6.58 ERA, just not too good. Do we have the most strikeouts though? 1290. We're up there in strikeouts, not number one, but it does help when you have Shohei Ohtani pitching every game. So we will simulate until the playoffs begin. So we're going to finish with a better record than the Tigers. They've already been eliminated from the playoffs. We're still in it. The A's and the Astros are battling it out. The loser might not even make the playoffs because the Blue Jays are playing well. This division is kind of very good this year. So this is a pleasant surprise for me. I don't know if this would happen in real life if you did this, if you could find a way to clone Ohtani. I think they'd probably be worse than this just because of the fielding. I think that the fielding has kind of been... I don't know. So Ohtani's the home run champion. Ohtani goes 2020. Nice. We won our last game of the season. We beat the A's. Here's the box score, if anyone cares. Going to our final team stats. Ohtani hits 310. Ohtani with 10 wins. I'll go to our lineups here and check out our batting stats. All players. So our home run leader hit 54. We had 47. Look, this is a bunch of power in this lineup. OPS wise, out of I don't really care. Our relief pitcher was our best at 969 OPS. WAR wise, our relief pitcher too. What position did he play? Fielding stats. View, basic, view expanded. He only played 4 games at pitcher. Does it even say where he played? It says he's pitcher / right field, but that should be that for every one of them. I'm not sure where he got to play at all this year. What if I go to his game logs, his batting stats, game logs, and then like press on? Can I? Oh, I can't press on these. So he went 1 for 4 with a walk and 3 strikeouts in the last game. So 1 for 4 with a walk and 3 strikeouts was our DH. Oh, that makes sense. I guess I thought I made someone a DH, but yeah, And it shows right here. He had 54 home runs, 115 RBIs, and he was our best hitter. And the reason his WAR was so much better than everyone else is because he didn't even have to field. Like, yes, his position adjustment hurt him a little bit, but he would have been worse at any of these positions, presumably. So, looking at the pitching stats, our best player was 10-7 in terms of record. Someone went 5-16. ERA-wise, 4.90 from a relief pitcher. No one really had any saves. No one qualified, but there were a bunch of guys that threw 90 innings, which is kind of the plan. That's kind of how this should work when you have a bunch of starters on the team. So pretty balanced, I would say, for pitching. The ERAs look bad, but I think with better fielders, they would have been much better. So going to the league leaders, one last time, Ohtani leads in home runs. Bellinger had 153 RBIs and a 1045 OPS. There's no Trout in this because we're the Angels right now, so this is how you make sure that Trout doesn't win MVP, is just delete him from the game. 142 runs, 404 total bases. You know, maybe Ohtani does get some MVP consideration. I don't know. We'll have to see. So we're going to finish the playoffs. And so the Rays and the Cardinals win the wild card games. The A's are playing the Rays like a rematch for the wild card, and the Dodgers beat the Braves. And then the Dodgers versus the A's in the World Series. The Dodgers win it all, thanks probably to Cody Bellinger. So the Dodgers win the World Series a lot in this game, probably because they probably have the best roster overall. We had a score of 234. He should do better. Oops. Who's on the A's? Oh, they couldn't trade for anyone, so it's just a regular A's team. Matt Olson hit 40 bombs. Cool. Good for him. Going to the awards, I have to go to... I'll just go to here so I can go past the awards. It'll say on the bottom, but I don't want to... I'll just go to the news once it shows. I'm hoping... I don't think we won MVP. I think our WAR numbers were too low. But I am hoping we finished top 5, our relief pitcher, and then maybe our first baseman got some consideration as well. It'll be a pleasant surprise, you know. Bellinger definitely won it in the American League, though. I don't see anyone else who could have won it. Or in the National League. Did I say American League? So, okay, so we won some Silver Slugger awards. So I'll go to League News. I don't think we won MVP. So I'll scroll down here first so we don't look at that. So reliever of the year was Kwang Hyun Kim. I've never heard of him. He's from Japan, it looks like. Korea. That's Korea's flag. Nick Anderson, relief pitcher of the year in the American League. Did we got any Ohtanis here? It's kind of disappointing. I feel like our workload should be rewarded from that. We had no Gold Glovers, which is not surprising. Platinum Stick winners, that's the Silver Slugger. This is the National League. Don't really care too much about that. American League. We had the Catcher Award, the First Baseman Award, and the Designated Hitter Award. This was our relief pitcher. So that's 3 out of 9, which is pretty solid. Did I say is it 3 or 4? No, 4, because our left fielder got it also. Rookie of the Year goes to Luis Robert. He had 291 with 31 homers. There, the other guys got some consideration. And then Lux in the National League, 25 homers, 89 RBIs. American League Manager of the Year, Bob Melvin, and Roberts in the National League. Cole, I didn't even look at the pitching leaders, won Cy Young. None of our guys there, which is not surprising. Jesus Luzardo, the rookie, got some votes, but did not win Rookie of the Year. Bieber in second, Giolito in third. Going up, trying to go one at a time. In the National League, Bueller wins unanimously. Some other guys got some consideration for down ballot players. Then for the Most Valuable Player Award, Jose Ramirez wins it all. Well, not wins it all. He just won the award. Ohtani, our relief pitcher / designated hitter, finishes second. So that's exciting. He's the only other one that got first place votes. Lindor, Moncada, Gallo, Vladito, Ramon Laureano, and then another Ohtani, and then another Ohtani here. So what position is this? Our right field Ohtani and our first base Ohtani. So the 3 guys that should be playing if you had to pick 3 positions for Ohtani to play DH, first base, right field, maybe left field, I guess, but Those are the three guys that got some vote consideration. In the National League, it was Bellinger who won it unanimously. Didi Gregorius in second place. He had 45 bombs. Tommy Pham. Good stuff here, I guess. But yeah, so that'll conclude the video. I'm not going to go and simulate like an entire career of Ohtani's. I could do that sometime, but not going to do that right now. I just want to see how good a season would turn out. I'll go to the standings actually real quick. Where's the standings? Nope. Here's the standings. So one last look at it. We finished 70 and 92. The Tigers finished 46 and 116. So we finished better than the Orioles, the Tigers, the Marlins, and the Mets. We were close to some other teams, but not close enough. Finished 18 games out of the playoffs. Yeah, our run differential, while we're here, I guess, was, I thought I was going to say -5 run differential, when a -90 run differential. So we actually were expected to go 75 and 87 based on our run differential. So maybe some bad luck. Finished 13 and 17 in one-run games. It's funny we're better against lefties than against righties, even though our entire hitting team is lefty. But yeah, that does it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to like and, more importantly, subscribe if you're interested. I know I'm posting them all on Twitter anyway, so you'll see them on there. But it does help me a little bit if you subscribe, so I really appreciate it. And have a good rest of your day.